And I'll see you in a bit. Last Friday, U.S. senators failed to pass a funding bill. Pieces of legislation presented by both parties were unable to gather enough votes for approval, making a government shutdown within the next few weeks even more likely. 1011 Sam Cobb spoke with Senator Pete Ricketts, one of many congressmen hoping to prevent the suspension, and joins us live in the newsroom with more on the former governor's take on the issue. Sam?
Madison, in order for a funding bill to advance through the Senate, it requires 60 votes in favor. Neither of the measures proposed by both parties last week received more than 47. Most lawmakers unwilling to vote across the aisle, many now calling for negotiation to keep the government in operation. But some from both parties still publicly putting the blame for the looming halt on the other. Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer saying on Sunday that Republicans are shutting down the government, calling for President Trump to help negotiate a bipartisan bill. On the Republican side, Nebraska Senator Pete Ricketts telling me today he's worried we're headed towards what he calls a Schumer shutdown, adding that getting a clean bill passed as soon as possible should be everyone's priority, which could likely take some compromise from both sides.
Can't commit to anything right now because you have to see the actual piece of legislation. But certainly there's always room for negotiation and compromise. Government shutdowns are bad. They're actually more expensive than keeping government open. And that's why we need to avoid them, because it does impact the level of services we provide through the federal government. That's why it's so important that Chuck Schumer remember what he said last year, which is let's pass a clean continuing resolution and get our appropriations bills done, because that's what we need to do this year.
Much of the stalemate comes as Democrats are attempting to negotiate concessions on health care cuts from recently passed Republican legislation, which have been repeatedly blocked. Senators are also on recess until next Monday, September 29th, leaving just 2 scheduled days of session to get something passed. Lawmakers have until midnight on September 30th to pass at least a short-term funding plan before the shutdown takes effect with the start of the new fiscal year on October 1st. Reporting in the newsroom, Sam Cobb, 1011 News.
All right, Sam, thank you.